Welcome back, my fellow followers of fright. What would Halloween be without witches? You can't beat a classic, and tonight's makeup is a scary take on an oldie, but not so goodie. Start with applying Prosthetic over the center area of my face. Carefully position the nose in place, then get the eyes down. Once those two areas are in position, work from the center out and glue the rest of the piece down. This piece is from mostlydead.com. Thin Q-tip applied some latex on the edges around the eyes and mouth, followed by sponging Prosthetic over everything to seal it for paint. Once it's dried, powder it all down with Skin Illustrator Zero Color Powder. First color is Prairie Dust out of the Skin Illustrator Grunge palette. Using an orange stipple sponge, put a thin coat over the prosthetic and expose skin. Next, from the same palette, use sand to do a spatter over everything and get some extra breakup. Followed by grass stain, which can also be found in the Skin Illustrator Grunge palette. Spatter this over everything. Taking Wolfe FX Hydrocolor in white, do another pass of spatter. Grab the Skin Illustrator Dark Brun and start to paint in the wrinkle details. Also add some lines across the neck to mimic wrinkle texture. Using the Skin Illustrator Necromania palette, take Fronkinstēn and that orange stipple sponge. Go over the prosthetic to soften the wrinkles we just painted. Making sure the mixture isn't too wet, because you want to keep the texture left from the sponge. Then with Skin Illustrator Darth Moss, airbrush the shadow areas. Also shading some of the larger wrinkles. After that, go over everything with a spatter of the Darth Moss. Back to the Skin Illustrator Necromania palette, this time with the Corpse Yellow. Add some wrinkle highlights under the eyes, making sure the mixture is thick so it won't bleed into my eye. If you're using alcohol activated makeup near the eye, you need to be aware of the consistency of the product, but a similar color water activated makeup would work just as good for this. Go around and add highlights to the tops of the wrinkles and the sculpt, and also to the neck to really give it a 3D effect. Then use a fan brush to lightly rake over the face. Spatter some Skin Illustrator Gray Matter, followed by Corpse Yellow. With the Darth Moss color, add it to the inner parts of the lips and blend outward. Using Skin Illustrator Lividity color and a thin detail brush, start adding some veining, making sure to constantly be wiggling the brush to get a more realistic look. With Ghastly out of the Necromania palette, rake over everything with the fan brush. Make sure your mixture isn't too thin for this. Switch to a brush and add some brighter highlights to the painted wrinkles around the eyes and finished up with a light spatter. Taking the Collective Cosmetics Abyss eyeshadow, start to softly build up some of the shadows all over, starting with a smaller brush and then grabbing a larger one. Using black Wolfe FX Hydrocolor to darken the nostrils and other areas that may need it. Back with the Collective Cosmetics Abyss shade, color around the eyes and deepen some of the shadow areas. Next, using Skin Illustrator in black, airbrush the darkest points of the face, making sure not to go too crazy and make the face too muddy. Using Skin Illustrator in white, rake over the highlights at the highest points of the face. And spatter some Lividity, concentrating some of it on the cheeks. Followed with a layer of Fronkinstēn. Added some splotchy discoloration on the lips with black Wolfe FX. Put on a white wig. A little color on the lips and around the nostrils with the Lividity color. And that's it. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And make sure to check back for more Halloween tutorials. Till next time.